Asian actress Lorie Harvey.
But Lorie Harvey really fumbled Michael B. Jordan. If I had Michael B. Jordan, you would never hear a complaint.
Why are these successful black men, who indeed are attracted to black women, dealing with these other women who are not black?
Where you at, Berto?
Michael B's new Asian girlfriend is causing this problem. I didn't even know my dog Michael B. Jordan got himself an Asian queen. Let's tap in and see what's going on.
All using this moment that Michael B. Jordan won the Oscars as a moment to bring up Lorie Harvey. It's quite strange.
When Michael B. Jordan was a student at Arts High School in Newark, New Jersey, he was not the popular kind of guy. He was already acting as a teen on Wire, while other students wanted to just hang out. He was serious about his career goals. He came to school with his headshots and he didn't follow trends, meaning that he didn't chase the same image or behavior as others. He stayed respectful, disciplined, and low drama. And so when people started to notice him, well, they would end up calling him...
Got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
Woo!
What up, Heather?
That's right. They would call him corny. Michael B. Jordan would lean into the narrative as a young adult, and he would show that hard work pays off. I mean, just look at his success. But he isn't the only young man that is faced with this dilemma. When I was a young man coming up in Black America, it was the same. People would literally make fun of you for being hardworking as a student, polite, caring. In other words, these characteristics made a man look almost effeminate. And you know what that means? Most guys would have problems dating black women.
He's right, you know.
If you didn't fit in with a dialect in the black community, it was hard to get around. And this is the case for many men. And for men like Michael B. Jordan, they start to have other opportunities that are outside of the confines of Black America. Now, some of you brothers went to PWIs, predominantly white universities, where you moved to different cities. Some people moved out of the country, like I did. I lived in Europe for almost 7 years. And so you start to get different experiences, especially if you start to date different women. And that is exactly what Michael B. Jordan did. He dated women of other races all the time. In fact, it seemed that this was his preference, alongside Jonathan Majors. Then we started to see that indeed he did love black women, at least Lorie Harvey. But as soon as she came, she went. Michael B. Jordan was single, back on the market, and back to work, as he's always done. But now there is a new rumor in town. And the new rumor is Michael B. Jordan is back on the romantic scene. And this time it's with somebody that's non-black.
I did not know Michael B. had an Asian queen.
He's dating Asian actress Lorie Harvey. As soon as he won the Oscar.
Asian actress Lorie Harvey. Lorie Harvey? I'm not familiar with that. Who is that? I can't find her. Is she like not popular or something? Let's lock in. See if I just want to see what she looked like for real.
On March 15th, shortly thereafter, he was spotted in Malibu at this particular restaurant called Jeffrey's. Now, for those people who don't know, Jeffrey's is a low-key spot where A-list actors take people to kind of avoid the paparazzi.
Welcome to the stream, DeMarcus.
This is where Michael B. Jordan ended up with this lovely lady for some dinner and for some drinks. People who saw them together said they definitely look like more than friends.
What movie is she in? I don't recognize her at all.
Michael was all smiles and Lorie looked absolutely stunning.
Hey, that boy got himself an Asian queen.
Damn.
This brings me back to the conversation of so many intelligent and available black men out there in Black America. Why are these successful black men, who indeed are attracted to black women, dealing with these other women who are not black. And, well,
they walk with their heads down. They got this demeanor on their look like, when I'm going to get these bills paid, or when I'm going to get this college student debt loan paid off. Just a lot of things, they're just not approachable.
Shout out to brother Mark Cruz. He says that a lot of black women are just not approachable as they should be.
If you enjoy gaming content, horror games, puzzle games, and honestly, even if you don't like games, you just want to see me shit my pants, head over to my gaming channel, Berto Gaming. I ain't gonna lie, I've been having the most fun I've had in a long time creating content while playing these games. Me and my team have been going crazy, putting a lot of creative energy into these edits for the game. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, link to that will be in the description. That's Berto Gaming. Where you at, family? I love y'all so much. Now let's get back to the video.
But then,
versus a non-black woman, especially at the gym, they'll smile at you, say hello to you, how you doing, how's it going? A black woman,
I just feel like I can't co-sign this ideology because there's miserable black people on this earth, but there's also miserable white people, there's miserable Asian people, there's miserable Spanish people. Like, this is not a black exclusive trait, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. People like to have these conversations, but honestly, bro, this is not a black exclusive trait, being miserable or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's kind of really lame to say that or keep that opinion going, man. You know, like, I feel like, yeah, there's probably some black women out there that may come off as unapproachable, but I guarantee you there's a long list of every other color on the rainbow that are unapproachable. This is not a black woman exclusive thing.
She ain't saying shit. She walk around with the look like she lost her EBT card.
but the Asian women, they're out there, they're available, they're willing to speak to you. And these are some of the things that black men complain about. But here is something that I never really thought about.
But I understand. I mean, I was never one of those people who was like, man, black girls just don't like me. Like, I knew that there were black women that liked me, but my thought process was like, black women don't like me the way that I like them. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of like me. They don't like me the way that I like them, which, I don't know, that might be true.
Now, this brother is obviously a man that I would feel like is educated. And he says that, hey, there are some black women that like him, and he definitely loves black women. But the problem is that the black women that he likes don't like him as much. However, the reciprocity is different when you deal with other races. Now, let's tie this back down to Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was in a relationship with Lorie Harvey. For whatever reason, that relationship ended. And of course, there were rumors that Michael B. Jordan wanted something more. He wanted marriage, but Lorie Harvey did not want that. And so she ended the relationship. And this would indicate that, yes, Lorie Harvey liked Michael B. Jordan at least a little bit, but not as much as he liked her. And if you're a successful black man and you want to be with the black woman of your choice and she doesn't like you, well, see, here is the issue.
As a successful black guy, a high-earning black guy, and I know other high-earning black men, there's no incentive for us men to deal with women just because we look like them that are not bringing us peace.
You see, I agree with...
I just hate that conversation, bro. I don't understand why. I mean, maybe it's for the likes and the views, but that's exactly what it is. Because I just don't understand why black people, brothers, get on the internet and then just start degrading black women exclusively. Like, there are so many great examples of black women championing behind their kings, you know, and building up and pouring into their partners. You know, look at Megan Good right now. Megan Good is held my dog down when the entire industry was turning their back on him, shitting on him. Like, she held him down. And now Jonathan Majors is kind of getting back into the spotlight, and I feel like they look like a beautiful black power couple. You know what I'm saying? And I wish them the best. But I just feel like there's obviously a lot of great examples of black black couples striving and thriving. And there's also just as many, bad examples of black people getting with white women or, dealing with different races and them, divorcing them, leaving their ass and taking everything they got. And then on the same spectrum, I'm sure there's plenty examples of them working out. So it's just like, it's weird to just exclusively be like, black women are the problem, black women are this, black. It's like, yeah, but everybody has problems. In every demographic of people, there's going to be, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
This particular notion, because a lot of black men in today's world are not going to give black women the first right of refusal. Just because I'm black and we are the same race or the same culture, it doesn't mean that I'm going to basically stick with the black community if I have optionality. And when you're somebody like Michael B. Jordan, when you're dealing with a lot of people in Hollywood, you're dealing with people in Malibu, high level people, a lot of your friends won't be black. You're going to be malleable when you're dealing with other communities. And that's what Michael B. Jordan is. He is malleable.
Like I might get
He can deal with white women. He can deal with white friends, Jewish friends, and Asian women in dating. And so if Lorie Harvey doesn't want to reciprocate, it's very easy for him to find somebody who wants to reciprocate. And this is exactly what's happening with black men who are successful. Many black men love black women. I want sisters to understand this. It's not that black men don't want black women or don't want to be with black women or don't find black women attractive. It's just that sometimes when you're a certain type of black man, and I really mean this as a guy that went to undergrad and majored in biology, as a black man that went to medical school, I have to really bring out the Pookie side of me for certain sisters to really appreciate me. And that's the God's honest truth. Now, I definitely suffer from Pookie-itis.
Got him!
What the hell?
But if I don't dig into Pookie-itis, it might be a little difficult for me, as it would for certain brothers. You see, just being a good-looking black man or a black man with a lot of money or a black man with a lot of opportunity, that may get you in the door, but certainly it won't keep you. And a lot of sisters, even though they're successful, they may not be used to seeing a successful black American man or African American man that they can relate to because maybe they haven't seen it when they were coming up. Now, sure, somebody like Lorie Harvey could, but the reality is if Lorie Harvey is not going to treat him right, somebody else will treat him right, which brings to the larger discussion this.
I'm not trying to be a hater because we don't know the full situation, but Lorie Harvey really, really fumbled Michael B. Jordan.
Now, this is a conversation we can have. Definitely. I mean, we don't know the whole situation, and we really don't know Lorie Harvey's character outside of the fact that it does look like she's weird because you want to call her a gold digger, but she's literally Steve Harvey's daughter, so I'm sure she has no shortage of money. But it looked like she just jumping around from successful guy to successful guy, and that boy Michael B. Jordan is having a hell of the year. Like, just won an Oscar. He's been killing it role after role, leveling up at year after year. You know what I'm saying? Getting into little controversies, but coming out on top. That boy Michael B. Jordan's leveling up, man. I know Lorie Harvey low-key kind of like, she gotta be looking in the mirror like, damn, I ain't played my cards right on that one. I should have let him put a ring on it.
Like I said, we don't know the situation. I don't know that either of them. It might have been bad. Who knows? But if the rumors are true, she really fumbled. Every video I see of him around women, he's so polite.
Yeah.
He's so lovely. If I had Michael B. Jordan, trust, you would never hear a word from me again. Okay? You would never hear a complaint. Period.
Did Lorie Harvey fumble the bag? Now, it's easy to say that now, but maybe she didn't.
At the end of the day, there's some parasocial shit we're talking about right now, though. We don't know Michael B. Jordan behind the scenes. That nigga could have the best PR training of all time, but realistically, we don't know how their relationship broke out, why they broke up. We don't know nothing. So I think it's better to just give them both the benefit of the doubt, because neither one of them have come out and said anything nasty about each other.
I mean, there is some possibility with Damson Idris. She's still relatively young. She could find somebody else. But a lot of black women do fumble the bag. And it's because the men that they just dislike end up getting picked off by somebody else of another community who can appreciate that if you're a focused black man like Michael B. Jordan, you're going to be a little bit boring. And this is an issue that I think certain black women have when you're dealing with a man who is a builder. A man who is a builder, ladies, listen to me when I say this, stop the show. A man who is a builder is not exciting. He's working a lot every day with the routine, a lot of focus. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't have fun, but yes, that man is going to be tied up in his work. And that is not necessarily romantic. It's not.
You know, I've said this to y'all before, but women will say they want a hardworking man, they want a focused man, they say they want all those things until they get one. Then they get one and they're looking around confused, like, why do you never have time for me? Why are you you're always busy, you're always, it's like, yeah, I'm on that grind, I'm trying to take over the world. I don't necessarily have the same luxuries of sitting around and coddling to you every single day. And, you know, when you're in love with a woman and you are in a relationship, you still need to make time. You still need to find ways to prioritize that relationship. But, bro, you know how much sacrifice you got to make to be great, bro? Like, you're not just going to be laying around all day, cuddling, watching Netflix all day, going on dates every single day, you know? And I feel like a lot of women, they don't realize that the standard of man that they're asking for is a hardworking man, a focused man, you know? And I'm not by any means saying that the brother shouldn't make time for his woman and, you know, compromises, but yo, you got to realize, be careful what you ask for. Some of y'all are actually more cut out to just be dating the average Joe, which there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with dating the average Joe, but he probably gonna have more time to tend to your needs the way that you would like them to be tended to.
Necessarily a relationship that you feel has a lot of intimacy. And of course, that relationship may come with some sacrifices on your end. And a lot of sisters, if they have not seen that man coming up, it could be a problem. On the contrast, a lot of non-black women have seen some of their fathers go through this, especially whites, Asians. They can understand that being with a man that's a builder require the sacrifices, and maybe they can fit into this a little bit better.
Again, I ain't gonna lie. This is, you know, O'Shea, I feel like this is just an L take on this video, man. Like, the whole angle just feels like you're trying to say black women aren't capable of doing this. And that's just not true. That is just not true. That is, like, there are gold digging, opportunist type of women in every single race. And there is good, loyal, beautiful women in every single type of race. Like, I don't like how he's framing this, to be honest, bro.
And for these black men who are talented and who want a black woman, and if a black woman cannot understand this kind of man, then they are going to struggle keeping said man, because this man will have optionality because of his hard work. Being a hard work, it does pay off. And it pays off a lot, to be honest. This is something that people don't want to give credit to, but it does. And these men start to compound as they get older. And then once they get to where they're going, they'll get with a lady who understands the process, somebody in the field like, you know, Michael B. Jordan and this young lady here, whose name is Yeren Ha. And if this really came out to be public and it was long term, black women don't have anybody to blame. They can't say that he sold out. I mean, he gave Lorie Harvey the chance. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't like black women if he decides.
Well, I will say this, you know, when we see black people, black guys specifically, step out and go date outside of, you know, being with a black woman. Me being a black guy myself, anytime I've brought a Hispanic woman home, you know what I'm saying, my parents and, you know, my people are pretty much overly accepting, but I'd be lying to say there's not a little bit of like, why aren't you not dating a black woman? You know what I'm saying? And my last girlfriend was black. You know, she was darker than me. Saying that all to say, like, I don't have any preferences. Like, I just like what I like, period. Except snow bunnies. I don't really dabble in the snow. Personally, I don't like. But let me stay on topic. The point is, I do feel like there's sometimes, like, resentment that black guys end up having to deal with if they do start dating outside of their race. And that's something that I've noticed in my personal experience. And I definitely feel like that's not okay, but that's just something that I've noticed. I'm curious, like, for like my fellow brothers out there, like, have you ever stepped outside of dating your race, and like, what is the response inside your crib? Because I definitely feel like that's something that's like underlined, but it's kind of like, for me, what I think happens for some black guys is they might try to be into a black woman, and their experience might vary. So it's not like I'm not lumping anybody into like a group, but that individual, if he had a bad experience, it's not gonna be out of the question on why he's like, okay, well, maybe I want to go try something new. You know what I'm saying? And that just might be something that, you know, that is very specific to that individual, rather than, you know, just being this widespread thing that, oh, brothers are always gonna be picking outside their race. He's a traitor. It's just like, that's where you start to lose me. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Tap into the Twitch and see them live stream reaction.
Where you at, Berto?